Can we just talk about something serious for a minute? We have this story from Live Science. U.S. government reported proposed nuking the moon. Newly released documents reveal. Seamus, why is the moon flat?
Tim. U.S. government report discusses plan to nuke the moon.
My name's Brandon Spector. In our latest report, the U.S. government has proposed nuking the moon. Newly released documents reveal.
This moon may be hollow.
So... This is a real story.
What are they trying to find out if it's hollow or how hollow it is? I should say.
Hold on. U.S. government report proposed, but they proposed nuking the moon. Is this like the big ask? You propose the
they just want to land
version of what you want, so you could end up with something less extreme.
Instead of McDonald's on the moon or something.
I actually think if I were to run for office, it would be in the position that we should nuke the moon.
So tell me more about this. Why are they doing this?
They say include nearly 1,600 pages of reports, proposals, contracts, and meeting notes, reveal some stranger priorities. A Department of Defense program that ran from 2007 to 12, but only became known to the public in 2017. Blah, blah, blah. They say new documents suggest they were more than investigating the entire cache of documents, yada, yada. Perhaps most intriguing. Look how long you have to read.
Okay, yeah. So the document here says, let me read this quote.
The various advanced technologies, the collections include transversal wormholes, stargates, and negative energy, high-frequency gravitational wave communication, warp drive, dark energy, and the manipulation of extra dimensions, and many other topics that will sound familiar to fans of science fiction.
Hold on. I have this. So the proposal says people are talking about cousin marriages. It's time to just end it all. Let's nuke the moon. Honestly.
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
Nuke the moon.
Let's go deeper. Transdimensional waves, is that what they said? Well, so they're doing like CERN?
I saw something about pregnancy down there.
Is that where the aliens made people pregnant? Yeah, unaccounted for pregnancies. Did you guys hear about this? They say the latest FOIA document dump arrived just 3 weeks after British tabloid The Sun obtained more than 1,500 pages related to alleged UFO encounters cataloged by the AATIP. Including among the documents was a report on the alleged biological effects of UFO encounters on humans. The report listed paralysis, apparent abduction, and unaccounted for pregnancy as a side effect.
Yeah, right. They just didn't want to talk about it. They're like, oh, by the way, I think I had sex.
It's like some woman cheated on her husband, and then she comes back, and he's like, aliens. How did you get pregnant? She goes, aliens. That explains it.
I just pulled up that they looked like they were trying to nuke the moon to tunnel through it.
Why would they want to tunnel through the moon?
I don't. Build bases, probably.
To the demons.
To get to the other side.
You gotta have my back here.
Why do you assume that you can just say anything, no matter how ridiculous, and I'm just going to have your back on it?
Do you not think aliens are demons?
That's beside the point.
I think we're aliens.
Not a question.
So like a lot of people are actually reporting on the release of these documents. We have this from the New York Post as well. Crowd control heat weapons, killer space lasers. All right, I'm listening. What is this? It mirrors an energy source to fire lasers, atmospheric absorption scattering, and it's blowing up a missile or something. Well, that's fun.
Maybe they're doing a bit.
So they can spray a laser into the atmosphere and then make it spread out when it hits the atmosphere?
No, it's focusing. It's all the lights are pointing together, so the single point.
You know what happened? Yeah. Someone got drunk at NASA and forgot to write up their proposal, and they're just like, I'll write something so effing wild that no one will question it.
It's like the craziest cultists are in the government. I mean, they have all the power in the world, literally. They're the most powerful people in the world, and like, who knows if they're dropping acid and taking mushrooms and like what? They really probably believe it's real. I mean, a lot of people do.
He microdosed and went a little over and then wrote this plan.
You know what happens? We're victims of our own storytelling. So, what happens on YouTube is... we'll use furries as an example.
Oh, yes.
This is my opinion on furries. I think the reason people identify as furry is because they grew up watching Looney Tunes and anthropomorphized animals. So they want to then, when they're older, they dress like cartoon animals. I thought about this because I realized, like, you see these memes about furries, and I'm like, they're not dressing like animals. They're dressing like Bugs Bunny. And, like, the big white hands and everything sometimes.
They're dressing to hook up with Lola Bunny. It's the amount of people that Lola made into furries.
Depending on who you ask, like we've had people super chat and say it's not about just like sex. It's about being it and being that thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's because they watched anthropomorphized animals as kids. If that idea didn't exist, they wouldn't have it. So what happens is you'll get someone, 1947, and the government's like, if they find out about our nuclear, programs, it's going to be bad. So just lie and say it's aliens.
So turn them into furries so they won't know anything.
So then the media reports aliens. Some little kid reads it and goes, whoa, aliens, grows up believing that story and then enlists to join the UFO program, genuinely believing it was aliens the whole time and they're being lied to. And then they tell people, I've seen some weird stuff, man. I think it's aliens. That kid then grows up being like, whoa, aliens are real. The guy from NASA told me I better go work there. And it perpetuates amongst ourselves.
Bob Lazar is notoriously made publicly humiliated basically publicly by saying Zeta Reticuli and the aliens he saw. And I think that was just red herrings that they fed him because they're like, if this guy, they tell their scientists
Or
this
he's
stuff.
lying.
So if they ever go rogue, then they're going to look like idiots. If they actually knew they were working on drones.
He said he saw a little green man.
Yeah, they probably had literally a stuffed animal sitting in it.
They won it at a carnal, and they're like, they put it in the ship.
He
They're
changed
like,
his
Bob,
story later to be like, it was a puppet.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay,
Gaslighting them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't doubt the drone program though. Tesla was working on some cool technology, and I think it was
Nuke
the
the moon.
FBI that went in there and took it. Nuke the moon.
Do we have to?
I think we want to nuke the
No,
poles on Mars, isn't
Mount
that right?
Rushmore on the moon.
Yes.
Mount Rushmore on the moon.
But whose
With
face?
use
Oh,
nukes.
carve it. Yeah, no, we
Our
just
Trump's.
put Trump's face on the moon. Quite frankly, I think it looks better.
Stay
What?
seething
Better
for
now.
eternity.
Okay, all right, let's compromise. We nuke the moon to make an engraving of Trump's face.
There we go.
Oh,
I
can-
wonder what
can
Media
sign
Matters
on
is going to
that.
say now.
Yeah.
They're going to be like far right calls for nuking the
So
moon
good.
to create a portrait of Trump.
Yes.
And they're right. They're absolutely correct.
Yes, and if you would like to help us on our mission, become members at timcast.com. It's the only way we'll do it.
We should
With-
crowdfund.
I mean, yeah.
Can we nuke?
Can we crowdfund to nuke the moon?
Yeah.
there might be laws against that.
I think
Nuking
that
the
would
moon?
probably not be legal.
We better
Why
get
don't
No,
asked-
you can't nuke other countries, but the moon isn't a country.
Yeah.
Should it be?
And you know what happened? All of the flat earther people who think the moon is a space station is spying on us would be like, yes, I'll give you money, please.
Yeah,
There
do
was a-
it. Do it.
Did you guys ever
Try.
hear about that guy who built his own rocket ship and I think he died?
Huh.
Yes.
Sounds
Imagine
about
that.
right.
I want to hear about this.
It was like he was like a flat earther or something. Did he?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, no, I think I don't know if that's that
Killed
guy.
in homemade rocket.
So what was he?
Well, there's a lot of guys
Oh,
who made
Mike.
homemade
I mean,
rockets.
many
But there was
sentences.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I
this
think
guy.
this might be it.
Yeah.
What did he
Wow.
do? No, this was just a daredevil. I don't want to disparage this guy. He was just trying to do it. But I read a story about a guy who like made his own rocket because he wanted to prove the Earth was flat or something, and then he died.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I
Flat
think,
earthers are funny, man.
Physics is pretty cool.
A guy made a rocket and died. Physics is cool.
No, I mean it's he thought the Earth was flat. I'd say go with the physics on this one, guys. It's round. It looks very spherical from space and through measurements.
Have you
of
ever been to space, Ian?
Horizontal longitude and latitude.
Have you ever been to space?
Not consciously.
Then
no.
how do you know then?
I've seen pictures.
Pictures? How do you know they're not
I've
just
seen
fisheye
video.
fisheye
Well,
lenses?
I've seen streaming live from the ISS. Like,
fisheye lens.
you think that they're not actually streaming
I
live
think
from
the
the
Earth
ISS?
is round, bro. But this is the point that they make.
Ever been
matter-
to Antarctica?
Can you? Yeah. Have you ever? Are you really sure you're you? How do you know what you are, Tim? Like,
Have
come on,
you-
guys. At some point, physics is real.
Right. That's not my point. My point is when you talk to flat earthers, no matter what you say, they have an answer.
Yeah.
You're like-
that's why I don't talk to them. No, I do.
You
talk
don't
to
want to
them.
be debunked.
I don't
You're
try-
too scared.
I don't
You're
try and change their mind.
terrified
They'll debunk
of
your
debating
YouTube
them.
videos, yeah.
What
They-
it used
you're-
like tens of thousands of years ago, they thought it was really flat. They thought it was on the back of a turtle or something.
No.
It is
Different
on the back.
cultures
Yeah,
have had
well,
different.
excuse me.
On the
yeah.
back of a
And they were like,
Turtle.
if you sail too far west, you're going to fall off the earth.
Yeah.
So they didn't. And then one
No,
day,
I don't think that's true. The story is that Eratosthenes accurately calculated the circumference of the Earth by measuring shadows at two different points at the same time or something.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the flat earthers are like, how was he able to coordinate that? How did he do it? If he didn't have a cell phone? And I'm like, oh, geez, people couldn't communicate over long distances back then. Like fire didn't exist, smoke didn't exist, and general timing didn't exist. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, he had two towers. He measured their shadows and said, here's how you know how big the thing is we're on. And then apparently we never thought the Earth was flat because as soon as we discovered seafaring, you'd see things go over the horizon. Boats would appear to go down as they got to the horizon too far away, and so they were like, we're on a big ball.
Yeah, that must have been super ancient before they even realized like the horizon bends when you look out at the ocean to
That's
the
the
side.
turtle shell. You guys
That's
are
the
gonna be
shell.
so mad when
Turtle
you find out
enough.
we're on a turtle.
Thank
Like,
you.
can you imagine? Like you
I
die.
wouldn't
and
Well,
they
what
is
just
what is
show
the
it to
turtle
you.
on?
I would be
Lauren,
stoked.
what is the turtle on?
It
Are you
is
joking?
floating
Don't say
in-
LSD.
Because it's obvious.
Yeah, don't tell me this turtle's on DMT. What's sustaining this turtle?
It's called
floating
it's
in
called
the
world
void,
turtle.
and it's the energy
Curious.
of our
is
collective.
an actual
On a bunch
theory.
of elephants.
Or a
Duh. That's
hypothesis.
what Carrie Pratchett
Ian,
says.
Ian, you're so dumb. You
Come on,
didn't know
Ian.
this.
Look at that discus Earth.
Did you not?
It's a flat Earth attached to a space
Elephant.
turtle.
Where does that come
And a
from?
turtle.
Is it?
It's an elephant on a turtle.
Is
No.
this Hindu?
I like how
No,
I like how the
it's
moon
Scottish.
is still a sphere, and so is the sun.
Why?
Yeah, don't
Cosmic
ask me.
turtle.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's Hindu mythology, and then we enter the Kali Yuga, and the world turtle flips around or something. And
Is
then,
that what happened?
I don't know.
Interesting.
If I died and then like could see the the world turtle, I'd be stoked.
I got a
I'd be
question.
Like, it was a turtle.
If you guys could either watch the formation of the solar system and as fast as you wanted just to see it happen, or have a conversation with Jesus, what would you pick?
Jesus.
I talk to Jesus. Yeah,
He would tell me.
Pray. Yeah.
Jesus would tell you all about all of that stuff.
I would watch the universe personally. What would you said?
Jesus.
Yeah, but tell you what though, exactly. I don't know. I feel
Tell
like
me
he was
about
just a
the
guy
universe
that got
for
taken
me.
out of context.
Well, I guess it depends in what context are you talking to Jesus, like right now?
Yeah. If you could just have a real conversation with him while he's
Jesus
alive.
is God, right?
No, like
So,
go back.
so
then and,
basically,
like,
what you're
talk to him.
saying. So basically, what you're saying is you're not talking about conventional prayer. You're saying you ask God any question, He gives you the answer.
Yeah, like
Is
if you
that
could go back
basically
to
it?
like 3
like you don't like guaranteed it's going to be. Yeah,
If
you're
you
not
could go
gonna
to
be fooling
3 AD,
yourself.
like it might make Christians no longer Christian if they meet him. They're like, whoa, he actually is just a guy. Like if you could go back to 3 AD and sit down with the dude and talk to him. Or
Well,
whatever,
under the-
when he was 24 or something.
Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of saints got persecuted, boiled, and hung for just a guy.
Yeah,
I
just
heard
a guy,
that
yeah.
there was
Just a
there's a
guy.
book about it actually that the Roman emperor at the time and a bunch of Roman oligarchs made Christianity to disempower the Jews because they had too much power.
But
I'll bring
wait,
up
that
the
is
book.
such
No,
a wild.
but-
I
All
don't
right,
think
hold on,
there's
hold on.
any
Crazy.
scholar who agrees with
to
that.
get to your actual question, you have to have. It's like, would you want to talk to a guy people think is God, or would you want to see the universe form? Those are two very, very distinct questions. Well, obviously, I would like to have a supernatural experience watching the formation of the universe. But if the premise is that Jesus is God, I'd be like, I'd much rather talk to Jesus.
Well, there's no premise. That's why I just asked the question blandly like that.
So you need to ask the question. So you have different belief structures, obviously.
That's why I'm
Like,
interested.
for people who believe Jesus
Yeah.
is God, they'd be like, I would like to talk to Jesus.
yeah, I would think
For
so.
you, when you're like, it was just a guy. It's like, well, that's a different question. Dude.
I don't know if he was just a guy, but I'd still rather watch the universe get formed because I don't know if it was a binary star collision or not.
Okay, so you watch the universe get formed, and you don't really get too many answers. Okay, great, it formed somehow, science, whatever. Giant turtle. But you get to talk to Jesus, and you get to find out the fate of your soul in the afterlife. Like, why wouldn't you?
Well,
I want to find
you don't
out
know
if
what
it
he'd
was
tell you.
a Z pinch that caused the sun to like overcharge itself and then spit out all this matter, or if it was a binary star collision that caused it to arc
And
out
that's
and
more
create
important
Saturn.
than your eternity.
Yeah, but what's
Yeah.
the
Well, I love-
guarantee that Jesus would tell you about your eternity? I actually
Oh,
think
that's all he
it's,
talked
He'd be
about.
like, I don't know. I think about the universe forming too. I wish I could go with you.
I kind of think that God or Jesus would say, you need to live your experience and live your life, and
Well, no, that's my point. Is we can pray now and ask God questions now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true, but I think you get an answer through your own human filter.
I think people can absolutely pray and deceive themselves and think they're hearing from God when they're just hearing from themselves.
Can I
That's
just
true.
choose to believe we're on the back of a turtle?
Yeah, I mean, Tim, look, you can
I
choose
think that's
to
called
believe.
psychosis.
This just in: the universe has been discovered to be on the back of a turtle. More at 9:00.
I guess what is evidence really? Just agreed upon information. No one.
Oh,
really
it's
can
held up
prove-
by elephants.
Yes.
Yeah, elephants on the turtle's back.
Oh,
That is
cute.
crazy. Like, why?
That's
Somebody
way
was
better than our
smoking when they
current.
thought of that. They're like, the Earth is flat. And they're like, it is? Yeah. Held up by elephants. Where? What are the elephants on?
Here it is.
A
This,
turtle.
this book that I mentioned is called Creating Christ, How Roman Emperors Invented Christianity. And when I heard that, it was just like a couple weeks ago. Someone
All in-
mentioned it to me. I thought, that is not far out of the
Why
question.
would
Can
they-
we? Can
It
we?
is very
all
far
in
out of the question.
favor
The
of
historical
the
consensus
Jewish-
Can we
is
get
completely
a
against that.
guys? Can we get a vote? All in favor of giving Ian title of blasphemer?
Well, think about it logically.
Everybody's
the,
yes.
the Jews at the time had massive political power, and the Romans were really authoritarian. So
Yeah,
I could see they would
why
stop
would
at nothing.
They
You could
allow
make
the
anything.
Sanhedrin and the Roman government to destroy what they had created for the purpose of getting rid of the power of.
I don't know
Jews
anything
in
about the
Rome.
Sanhedrin. When did it get
That's
created?
like the powerful Jews in Rome, from my understanding.
I
Maybe
don't
I'm
know.
just using big words like Bosch.
Tell me, blaspheme for me more, Ian.
Oh, let me tell you about it. So I
No,
think
but why would they
So, but-
destroy what they created and allow the group they were trying to destroy through it to do that as well?
I would imagine because it was generations later and the people were changed at that point. Maybe
Okay.
people were like, wow, what have we done? Let's rectify or stuff like that maybe. I don't know much about what you had mentioned. What year was, what years it all happened? This is the purports that it was like in 70 AD or something that they did this.
I think I don't know if we can really serve these conversations very well without scholars.
Yeah,
That's a
but
great
that's also
point.
what I'm saying is I'm not just talking about Catholic scholars. The scholarly consensus, atheistic or otherwise, is that Jesus Christ existed, right? I believe he exists, but there are no scholars. I mean, mythicism is a fringe position. Mythicism is the belief that Jesus didn't exist. He's completely fictional. That is the slim minority view.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
scholars.
I would imagine he existed,
Okay.
but they call it the Roman. They call it the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's based in
Roman, dude.
It's based in
Rome was the empire.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.